Good morning, welcome to my channel, Stitchy Time with Tish. This is Flosstube number 13. Today is Wednesday the 7th of January 2026. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, welcome back. It's been a minute. Last time I recorded was 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago was the last time I recorded. It's been a long time. I was hoping to do one in December, but I had family staying, and where they sleep is where I film. So I couldn't really do it there, and I didn't want to disturb them. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. Happy New Year to you all. Can't believe we're in 2026 now. Also, I was planning to do it on New Year's Day as well, but I hadn't been well. My hubby hadn't been well. So my fibromyalgia had flared up really bad, worse this time. This week I couldn't walk properly. I was having the wobbles very badly. I was all over the place, and I couldn't even stitch either. My arm was wobbling so badly. I'm left-handed, so I stitch with my left hand, obviously. And I was trying to stitch, and I was stabbing the needle in the fabric, missing the holes like 1,000 times. Dropped the needle, stabbed myself, and my husband was like, right, you're not stitching today, you're going to bed, you're going to lay down. And I was like, but I need to do. He was like, no. I was like, fine, okay. So I couldn't argue with him anymore, and he was right. So I had to rest for a day, and all I managed to stitch was like a measly 37 stitches. That's what I got done. That was it. And so yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 finishes. I've got 1, 2, 3 starts. 4 starts, sorry. And a few whips. Hopefully it won't take me that long, and I've got some plans coming up and some changes of what I'm going to do, because as I said, I was poorly as well, and I didn't get all my Christmas cards done because I was that poorly. So I ended up sending my family normal Christmas cards, barring 2 of my nieces and nephew who were privileged enough to get handmade cards, because theirs didn't take that long to do. So they were like, well, I already had one stitched months ago, and the other 2 didn't take that long to do. So yeah, anyway, so I'd finished, the last time I showed you, I'd finished my brother's birthday card, which was birthday greetings. I can't remember who it was by, but I finished it. I started it on the 16th of November 2025 and finished it on the 24th of November 2025. So I'll put a picture in of the finish. I didn't take the picture of it being FFO'd when I sent it to him because I forgot to take pictures. I was just in a hurry to get it done and sent off because I'd missed his birthday by 2 days because I was poorly and behind and such. And plus I had to send it to my stepmum because I had sent her cards as well, because believe it or not, the postage was quite expensive to send birthday cards off. I was like, what? In the end, it cost me £3 something to send all 3 together. I was appalled when I found out how much they wanted me to send them all off. I was like, I'll send them together. So I had to put them all in one envelope and then send them off. I was like, oh man. Anyway, so I told my brother to go to my stepmom's to go and pick his card up. So, yeah, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, so I'll put the pictures in of his card, and then I did 3 FFO1, but again I forgot to take pictures. It was the snowman that I'd done back in March. Totally forgot about it. Forgot to take the pictures, but again I'll put that picture in of what I sent to my nephew Mason. And then I did 2 festive fairies. One was in red, one was in green, holding a candy cane. I'll put those 2 pictures in. They both didn't take me that long to do. I think the red one took me a day. It was that quick, a few hours. But the one that was holding the candy cane took me 2 days because I then became ill. My fibro played up, my hands were hurting, and I think I had a migraine in there as well. So I spent 2 days in bed. So I didn't do any stitching, and then I finished when I was better. I finished it off, and then I did some more stitching, and then I did something else. So with that, I'll show you my finishes that are done. Right, the littlest one, I'll show you the ones I did. Right, so the first one I done was Christmas Reindeer. This was by Timmets. This took me a couple of days to do. A few days, because I kept picking it up and putting it down, picking it up and putting it down, because I was getting tired very quickly, and there's a lot going on. I had family here as well, so my mother-in-law came and spent time with us, and helped me to do housework around the house as I was struggling. Oh yeah, my husband bought me a dishwasher, finally, which is a godsend, so I can keep up with the dishes, because it kills my back standing and washing up, and also I'm dropped dishes, I break them, so all I have to do is load them up in the dishwasher and put a wash on, and it's been a godsend. So I was happy about that. He got that in the Black Friday deals for me, which is to help me with. So all I need to do now is find a cleaner, and then I'll be happy. that would be a godsend. Anyway, so this is Christmas Reindeer. I started this on the 16th of December 2025 and finished it on the 21st of December 2025. So that was that one. I have got to start on this because I'm doing them all on the same fabric because it's easier. So I could put it in a frame to hold it. So that was that one. The next one is Christmas Scarf Box. Vicky, if you're watching, look away right now because this is for her. It was a Christmas card for her, but again, I didn't send it out in time enough so she can have it this year. She's probably already seen it from one of my posts, but anyway. This is what it was look like. It's from Mouse Loft. Look. And I think I picked this up from Hobbycraft or somewhere. I got it from somewhere, but I can't remember where. Anyway, this didn't take me long to do. I finished it in a day and a bit. I started it on the 5th of December and finished it on the 6th of December. So it was a quick finish. So that's that one. And then the next one, now this I know I got from Hobbycraft. It didn't have a name, but I named it Christmas Penguin. And this one did take me a couple of days to finish, because I think I got ill between that. Oh no, this one took me a day and a bit to do as well. It was something else. This was done on the 7th of December and I finished it on the 8th of December. And then my last finish of Christmas, and I was so happy to get this finished because I did this for one of my scavenger hunts as well to get it finished. And this was Zombie Frog. It was in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, Halloween 23 I think it was, and I believe it was by Kathy Huberman. I'm sure it was. I started it on the 16th of September 2023 and I finished it the 28th of December 2025, so it was my last finish of December. And this is what I've got, and this is what I've done. There was a little bit of tree going across the top there, but I didn't like it, so I left it out. And this is what I've got done, and this is what I've finished. So it took me just a little over 2 years to finish him. I could have had him done quicker than that, but I had quite a few whips. But yeah, and he ended up being the 40th finish for my 150 for 50. So that was that. So I've got to update my 150 for 50 hashtag to put it in there because I haven't done it yet. Right, now one of my first starts is Christmas Dove. It was by Timmins. That Christmas Reindeer, sorry, was by Timmins. It's on the same fabric. I'm just trying to open it up right now. I used, these were all done in for Christmas events that went on in Whip Warriors. Yes, I'm still in the Whip Warriors group. I've not left it. I'm still doing it. They've got new things going on, so I'll explain those later in plans. This is my new start. This is Christmas stuff, and this is what I've got done so far. I will put pictures up of what they will look like. Next start is, I was originally going to start it this year because my son leaves school in July, but I needed it for a prompt last year in Whip Warriors, so I started it earlier. It's by Ursula Michaels. Sorry, Ursula Michael, I think it is. It's called Let's Hug a Teacher, and it's a hand with a heart in the middle. And I'm doing it for his school, for his for the head teacher and the rest of the teachers. So I started it a bit earlier, and it's actually quite quick to stitch up. And I've done this before because I did it for Harley's old school before we transferred in. Anyway, because I'm also doing bookmarks for the teachers. I've got 3 done, so I've got to get back on that. So that's what I've got to do. I've almost done the middle bit, but it's my start and I needed it. So I will put a picture in of what it looks like. So I started earlier, and apparently he come home from school yesterday and said to me, "Guess what, Mummy, Daddy?" And we're like, both like, "What?" "I graduate in 2 weeks." And we're like, "What?" He went, "Yeah, I graduate in 2 weeks and I finish at 2 o'clock, so you can bring me home." And we're like, news to us. We were both just like stunned into like, really? So yeah, so he tells us that. So he's graduating in 2 weeks. So I'm like, my baby's graduating. He'll be in high school in September. Time flies by. Anyway, so this is my start. Oh, hang on. Let me do the, as I said, the sun is shining today. We did have snow for 2 days, but you wouldn't believe it. I'll put pictures in. We had snow for 2 days. Snow for 2 days. But it's gone now. You wouldn't believe it that yesterday I had snow. Yesterday. Right. And that's my start. I've just got to finish off the heart, and then I can start putting all the names and stuff in all the way around. But that's what I've got done. So that's the start. It won't take me long to finish that, actually. Second start. Oh no, this is the third start. And this is Christmas Advent. Now, I've got to tell you something about what happened with this one. If you remember when I showed you, I had a wooden Christmas Advent calendar, and it was shaped in a Christmas tree, and it had colourful presents on the bottom because we painted it and everything. Well, I had an accident with it, and I broke it by accident because I fell on it, and it snapped in 2 places. And my dear husband tried to repair it, but it was beyond repairable, so I had to scrap the idea. So I decided I'm going to make little Christmas ornaments out of these to hang on the Christmas tree instead. So I'm going to still do the numbers like I did, that I was originally planning to do, and then make them into Christmas ornaments instead, so I can hang them on the Christmas tree. So that's my plan. That's my plan for this. I've got 6. I've done little 6. This is what I've done. 6. And then when I realised that I wasn't doing any more Christmas shopping stuff or Christmas stitching because I was behind, I then started catching up on scavenger hunt, which I got 75 out of the 100 done. That's what I got done. I didn't get a lot done. And then my first new start of 2026, and it's for my husband. It's Deadpool. Is by, I wonder if I've written it down. I doubt it. No, I didn't. Right. Of course I didn't write it down. I can't remember who it's by, but it's I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, when I put a picture in, I'll put the name of it at the bottom. I got it from Etsy. I don't know if it's still available I have to have a look. But yeah, I can't believe I forgot to. But I started it on New Year's Day as part of an event in Whip Warriors. It was called Stay Occasion. So I did a whip on New Year's Eve, and then a new start. So this was my new start. It's from my husband. So I started with the border instead of just doing in the middle, and he picked the fabric, so he went with the, can you see the sparkle in that? With the sparkly thread. And he was worried that it was the sparkle that was putting me off. And I said, no, it's not the sparkle. I can stitch on that, no problem. The problem was I kept losing my count. You wouldn't believe on how many times I counted to make sure I was correct. Because like from the top to the bottom I had to count. It was like 124, I think it was. And I had to keep counting to make sure it was correct. And it drove me mad because I kept losing count, and then I had to start again. And I couldn't keep up. And 4 or 5 times I counted that to make sure I was right, so I didn't go over. So I wasn't losing the plot with that. That's how many times I did that. Yeah. So that was how many times I did that. So yeah, that's what I did. So anyway, so now I'm going to get on with my whips, because this is what I did. Yeah, so I have done I think did I already show you that Let's Hug a Teacher last month? Because if I did, I've just shown you it again and I don't remember doing it. I already showed you that. Because I'm going back from the 1st of November. Oh no, it's December that. Yeah. Ignore me. I'm having a moment. Right. My brain's on November and not December. Right, so I told you about the birthday greetings. Showed you the advert calendar. Right. I started it in. Right, okay, here we are. That's because some of it's mixed. That's what confused me. Right. I worked on Under the Sea. As I said, I'll put pictures in, and I will put pictures in of what they were before I started, before pictures, sorry. Basically, so this is Under the Sea by Jerome Jones. It was exclusively designed for Lakeside Needlecraft. It was a sale back in, I would say 2016. Yeah, 2016, and it went into 2017. It started like August or September, something like that, because the fantasy sale start, no, 2017. I'm getting confused. Anyway, this is what I've got done so far. So I've been working on, I've got it round the wrong way, I've got it sideways. What a plonker. So as you can see, I've been working down the bottom there. I've been filling in some of the little gaps. I think I've been working on the diver a bit, filling in all the yellow little bits. So what I've been doing is I'm working at the bottom, picking in a symbol and then working my way along till it gets filled, and then I pick another colour. That's what I've been doing. I've been filling in all the little gaps as I'm going along, trying to fill it all in. So I'm working to try and fill this in and work my way up so that I can get it done. But that is it. There's not much left to do on this, I believe. I think if you look, I still got just where from the diver down the bottom and then up the side of the mermaid, and then I've got the submarine in the corner. So I've got, I don't know, about 1,000 stitches left, maybe a bit more. Who knows? Who knows? Right, the next one is Quaker Sampler Halloween Style by Nancy Whaler. This is in the Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazine. Now I believe, let me have a look because this will tell me, because the last one I did didn't. Right, let me no. Oh no, I'm on the wrong one. Apologies. Right. Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2023. The Zombie Frog was 2021. Sorry, apologies. It was in the wrong magazine. Yeah. Anyways. That's that one. Yeah, so I'll put in what it should look like when it's finished, and where I'm up to, where I was before, and this is where I'm up to. I'm working on the house, so this is what I've done. I filled in a bit more of the brickwork, came down and started filling in underneath the windows and the door. And that's what I've done. I'll zoom in a bit more because the colour is quite light. I mean, originally it was done in black and white, but I didn't want to do it in black and white, so I've done variegated pink, light pink and dark pink. I should have just done one colour anyway, but I like it and it's turning out alright, I think, personally. So that's what I've got. So that's that one. My next whip is Luna New Mouse by Lucy Heaton. She's got quite a lot of these. It's in the World of Cross Stitching magazine, and the issue 342. I started this 6th of August 2025, and I do have another one on the bottom of that, but I would normally stitch these in a few days. Why I carried on with this, I didn't carry on with this, I don't know, but that's where I've got so far. Again, I used them in some of the events like for the Christmas cracker and the prompt to try and get them finished. So I've got quite a bit. I got quite a bit done. So it shouldn't take me too long to get that finished. Personally, that'll be finished soon. Yep, so there's that one. So my next whip I worked on, again, some of these were used in the scavenger hunt. So these were the reasons why I was working on them. I worked on Cabinet of Curiosities. I put pictures in of what they look like before and what it will look like when it's finished. Mine is slightly different to the original because one, I've got a couple that were swapped round. Two, there are some stitches in the background that are half stitches to make it stand out, but I kind of left that out because I didn't want it. And this is what it will look like. And this is mine. Alright, let me put the ball behind it because you can see the light from it. And this is what it will look like. And as you can see here, I've already started the back stitch. I'm starting to work backwards from the last one and then going up. I know I've got up here, I've already started some back stitch, but I'm starting to work from backwards and upwards. So all I've got left to do on this project is back stitch. So this is one of my projects that is almost finished. So any other ones I've got that are close to finishing, I'm going to be working on. So yeah, so there's that one. So so once I fit, because the last time you saw it, the books here were half done. So I finished off the books. I did the dragon's eye. I don't understand that being a dragon eye to me personally, but anyway, it's a dragon's eye. Then I did the cat. I did the dragon's egg. Again, I used all of these in my scavenger hunt. And then I did the jar, and I did the skull. Now this skull here, you can't see the white, so I'm going to go and back stitch around it so you can see the skull. That's what I'm going to do. So I will go back to back stitching around that. And then I've finished the egg. So now all I've got to do is back stitch around the cat's tail, and then I've got to do the eyelets. So once I do that, I'm going to go around the skull, do the cat's tail, and then that section is done, and then I can move up to the next section, and then that will be done. So this is all this has to be done is back stitch. So I think anything that needs to be back stitched to be done, I might move on. I will talk about in my plans. So that's that one. Now this one I absolutely love. This is coming along. This is Family Chalkboard by Lucy Heaton. and it's in the World of Cross Stitching. I'm pretty certain it is. Yeah, the World of Cross Stitching magazine, issue 303, and it was in the year 2021. I could have told you which magazine, which month, but Redley has now ditched the months and they've put the date that you look at the magazines now, and so it's confusing. So I've gone back and then looked at the issues that they are now, so to make it easier for everybody, I think, and that's what I've done, which makes life easier, I think, anyway. So if anyone asks me, it's the issues. They're in the issues. Apart from just cross stitch, because they're different anyway. So here we are. Again, I changed it from the original, as you will see, because all the back stitch here for the flowers and everything were all done in white. Again, I didn't like it, so I changed it to black. And apart from the life, which I kept for white, and I think it's okay, and that's what I've done. So I've done the life, done begins, and that's what I've got done. And I used this for my cracker for family begins, for family trivia, because in the cracker I had Paul out for a gift, and I had family trivia because when we were pulling crackers, and one of them it said family trivia. I had a family trivia, so that's what I did. So I used family clipboard for that, and it fell down. So that's that one. So I did a few bits. Most of the stitches on them are like varying from 100 to 200 on each one, so it wasn't too bad. Stitches that I could manage. Right, the next one I did do is Halloween Storybook. I forgot to say that the Cabinet of Curiosities 2022, I think I didn't even say what it was, is by Stitch Normani. She is on Facebook. She does have a website, and it's called the Pattern Club. It's again, she is one of my favourite artists. I have a subscription with her, and I get loads of free patterns, and I absolutely love it. I love the website, so I'm always on there. And this is Halloween Storybook 2021 by Stitch Normani. It is a free sale. You can sign up by mail, and she sends you the little filler, a frame before it starts, so you can stitch it up about a couple of days before, and then you get the filler of, like say on day one, like say for Halloween for October, you get it on day one. We as members, we get it at least a week earlier, so we can stitch it up a week earlier. But we as members do not put it on Facebook because it upsets other people that don't get it until the day it starts. So we are asked not to show it until it is released to everyone. There is a Discord that goes with it as well, and I believe you can share it on Discord, but again, there are a lot of people on there who don't sign up that are on Discord, so it's 50-50. So anyway, this is where I'm at. I finished the Woman in Black, and I started on the Clown, and actually I'm not too bad with this, because do you know why? I have seen, have you seen on Facebook or even TikTok the clowns that go around dancing? Well, they make it funny, and they do all the dances and stuff and do silly things. Well, I've seen them more now, and it's not too bad for me, because I was scared of clowns when I was a kid, and especially the one like the Polynesian dolls that used to come alive from Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that. I still can't watch Nightmare on Elm Street anyway, and they used to scare me anyway, and I used to have nightmares. But watching those all dance and stuff like that, I can handle it. So now, because originally when it first came out, I refused to do the Clown, and there was an alternative that you could stitch in there, but I lost the alternative when I saved it and I couldn't remember. So anyway, and I just thought, well, I've seen the clowns dancing and stuff like that, so I can handle this, and that's what I've done. So I'm stitching him anyway, and that's what I'm doing. So my brain's fine with that, and all I can see when I'm picturing him is dancing, not the clown that nabs children. Is that right? I'm not sure. Anyway, I haven't even watched the film, so I don't know. I refuse to. Anyway, and this is what I've got. So yeah, I managed to do a square and a half, and that's what I got done. There we go. So that's that one. Then the next one, as I said, most of these projects I did were for scavenger hunter, so that's why I have made progress. And then this one is for my nephew's birthday, Christmas. Again, I didn't get it done because I've been extremely poorly, and plus I made a mistake on it, but I managed to sort it out. I unstitched it and sorted it out, and I've restitched it. It's Woody. I'm not sure what the horse's name is because I've forgotten. I'll have to look it up. Riding. It's from Toy Story. Now, I've had the kit for a long time, and I got it from Aldi, but I got it a very long time ago. Obviously they won't be doing it now, or if they do anything else, but this is what I've got done so far. And that's what I've got done. So I've done, I think this is where the horse's eye is, and I've worked all the way down to the bottom of the horse's hoof, all the way down here, and that's what I've got done so far. I mean, these are really pretty quick stitches normally, she says, but when I first started it I was struggling to use the pattern because I couldn't see it. So this time round I scanned it into my scanner, because we bought a new printer because my old one packed up, it wouldn't have it. So we bought a new printer, and you fill it up with ink bowls instead of putting in a cartridge, which is fantastic. Anyway, and then you scan it. I scanned it in, and the image was clear as day. It was better than my old one. and I loved it. I love it. So I can zoom in better on the image without it blurring when you zoom in. So it's been easier for me to stitch with, and I'm happy for it. So that's that one. Right, my final whip that I've got is Aurora Cabin by Dimensions. It's a kit. I will put a picture in because I was lucky to take a picture and now I've lost the card wherever it is. I've put it somewhere. It's by Dimensions. It's a kit. It was a kit that my husband bought me quite a few years ago for Christmas. And I started this back in 2020. So it'll be 6 years old this year. I started it in May of 2020. And all I had when I first picked it up was, I believe, this little bit here. So I'll show you it, and this is what I've done. Again, I need to put the board behind because you can see is the. So this is what I have done, completed. There was something I did before. For 400 stitches, I worked down here. So I've completed all the brown with this brown colour. So I finished all of this. I can't remember why. Oh yeah. In the Whip Warriors, there's a new thing now, and I had to have a brown colour, so I stitched with this, and then I did some of this up here because I needed 200 stitches, and then I did something else for 200 stitches. But my brain's not working. I have to have a look. Oh, I stitched it. It'll tell me. No, I didn't do it. Oh no, yes I did. What a blocker. Chimney. Yes, because I needed something with a chimney and I've got it there. Right, anyway. So, I did. So I already did 400 stitches on this before. And then there's something called Feisty Focus in Whip Warriors now. They got rid of Project Focus and Beat the Modem and made it into Feisty Focus. So now they've joined it together where they pick a modem to beat and then you pick your own modem to beat. If you don't earn threads. Not that I'm worried, because at the end of the day I'm working on a whip, and this is my oldest whip now. This is my oldest whip because I started this in 2020. So what I'm doing is I'm working like when I did my oldest one last time, fantasy sale. I'm working on this. So I used this as my feisty project for that, and I was working up here to come down here, so I was working on the Aurora here, but I only managed 440 measly stitches for that project because I have been extremely poorly from Thursday up until Monday. That is all I did because I was so poorly. This is, excuse me, the fatigue is unreal. This is how I've been, so tired and fatigued, and yeah. And this is all I got done. I managed to get 1,000 1,000 stitches done in all on this project. I wanted to get more done, but with my husband being poorly the other night and then me, it didn't happen. I didn't get a lot done on it, so I was a bit upset about that. But anyway, that's all of my whips done. I did get some presents for Christmas. I got some threads. I got lots of threads, but I've put them all into I've put them all away because everything was everywhere. It was chaotic. So I put them away. I didn't take pictures, unfortunately. I did get a large cutting mat to cover my table. I will take a picture of that later and put it and show you. It came with a new cutter, a new chalk wheel, which is quite amazing actually. Obviously tape measure and some other bits and bobs. And my husband bought me a bag on wheels so that if I want to put all my projects in, like, so when I'm moving around the place, so when I go from the lounge to the bedroom, so I'm not carrying everything, because that's what I used to do. He said it would make it easier, and that's what they got me for Christmas. And then I got clothes, lots of clothes, but not much else. And I got some, my mother-in-law got me some crafting stuff to help when I make cards and stuff, like for the FFOing, which is cool. Anyway, so that's all I had. I didn't have a lot of stuff for cross stitching anyway. For my plans, right, for plans, Whip Warriors have changed their things that they do there. Where they used to be, Strident set sale still the same. I'll tell you. Let me find. That's the one. Right. So this year in Whip Warriors, I bought the diary, but I got a digital instead. The streams are this year: No New Starts, Focus X, 26 in 26, Stitch What You Want When You Want. I'm still doing Stitch What You Want When You Want because, yeah, I make cards, birthday cards and stuff, so I wanted to stay. I stayed in that category. That's what I did. That's what I've done. Now, they've got some good stuff in there, like there's a yearly whip tracker, but I've already got one because I write down my whips anyway. So these are the events that they have now. It's Kiss, Keep It Simply, I forgot what Kiss is, but it's called Keep It Simple or something like that. It's called. It's just for like instead of double dipping all your whips with other events, you keep it for one. Stitch and Seek is like, it's the scavenger hunt, but it's the scavenger hunt and categories combined. You basically have to find your items either within your whips or in real life. And so far, I mean, I use my journal, and I've already done, I did the chimney because I got that in Aurora Cabin because I was working on it, plus the colour brown. Now the colour brown, you have to stitch at least 100 stitches, and I had 123, luckily enough, so I did that. And then the rest of the stitches I did in the blue up above it. The cauldron I used, again I stuck with the Aurora Cabin because I wanted to get as much done on it as I could. And I had a magnet, and candle. Now I just used an ordinary candle and just put it with my project, and that's what I did. And then a cap, this is like a baseball cap or a flat cap. Now I used my husband's flat cap because we've got loads of things like that, so that's what I did. So I used that, so I completed that. And again I used Aurora Cabin, so I got quite a lot done. Now, so the plans for that, because the 10 items to look for are cat, grass, chimney, nose, candle, brown, wine, plain, cap and cauldron. Now I already had done some of these. So the cat I'm going to use Welcome Witches. Now in here I have a cat already stitched right there where I need to finish. So I'm almost finished it because, like I told you before, I'm not doing the witches, I'm just doing the welcome. And then that's that, going to be finished, and I just got to do a little bit of back stitch. So I'm hoping to get this finished this month. So hopefully I'll have a few finishes. So that's that one. That's the plan for that. Now wine, I have there's 4 cards in this section, and one of them is a wine. Someone's wine. It's like to do with the kitchen. Sometimes I cook with wine, but I drink it, something like that. But you can have it in a card. So I'm gonna make it for, there's 4 of them, and I'm gonna make it for the kitchen. But it has a wine glass in it, so I'm gonna use that one. For plain, I've got there's a little thing with a little plane on it, and I'm just going to do that, like for travel, because I don't really have it for plain, if you know what I mean. And then for grass, I've got this one, because I'm actually doing this for, if you remember, I'm in the Lord of the Rings group, and there's a quest that I need to do for Pathway. Well, I've got Pathway, and it's got a grass section on it, so I'm going to use that with the grass. That's my plan. So that's that one. Because, yeah, that's it. And that's me. That's my plans for Stitch and Seek. And then there's Whip Frenzy that comes up on Friday the 9th. Myth and Magic starts on the 9th of January, but we left. My vampire girls, me included, we disband. We've not disbanded as a whole because Thicky and us are all still together in other groups. We, as a decision, decided to leave Myth because there was just stuff going on, and not only that, I couldn't focus anyway because my hubby's not well, he's getting worse, and I wasn't feeling too great. I am starting to feel poorly even more, and I didn't need the stress from Myth trying to stitch ingredients in a set amount of time, bloody blah, and getting under, because stress triggers my fibromyalgia anyway. It can trigger my migraines as well, and I said to her, I don't really need that, and I'd be happy to leave anyway. So she said fine, okay, and so we left, and I left the Discord that goes with it because I couldn't deal with all the messages and stuff, and I just said no. I hardly play when it's in the break anyway. I've got other things to worry about, so I decided to leave. End off. So yeah, so we left Myth. There's no more Myth. It's gone. So I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I also decided not to do ACB, not ABC Singo. I'm not doing any of the challenges from the monthly magazine challenge group right now. Again, I just need to focus on just one group, I think. I mean, I'm still doing the zoo, I'm still doing the Lord of the Rings, I'm still doing the book series challenge, because in those ones they are so easy. All I've got to do is just post the stitches that I'm working on, and like Wanderlust now, I've just got to post how many stitches I'm done and post it, and that's it. I'm done. I don't have to do anything else like Utopia and things like that. It is so much easier. The monthly magazine at the moment, they're doing the Bringo at the moment, where you've got to pick your whips or for each sections and stuff like that. I didn't do that. I did, but then I decided that I didn't want to do it. And also with the monthly theme and acoustic, I was finding it wasn't challenging enough for me, and that I'm having to pick my own stuff. So I just decided this year I'm going to not do it, and then see how I feel later. I might decide to pick it up again, I might not, so we'll see. So that's what I've decided to do. So I'm taking a break from the monthly magazine challenge for now, and that's it. So for Whip Frenzy, it's basically you work on all your whips. That one. For the whole weekend, I think that one is. Whip Words was the other one now. replaces the word game, I believe. Strident sale is still going on, but whereas it used to go on for a weekend, this looks like it goes on for a whole week. So I should see what happens when it comes up. So they have made a few changes, which is good. And so it is cool. And then we've got, like, for then each month there are some pop-ups that will come up on each one. So it depends on the month, but they're the basic ones, and then in each one you get up. And that's it, I think. So yeah. I've also joined and become a shopkeeper in, it's to do with the Whip Warriors, but it's got its own group, and it's called Ozabar. There are teams that make up of 5. And obviously I didn't quite make the team, but when we were reading it anyway, with the team you have to at least stitch every day, and then there are times that with me being poorly I might not be able to stitch every day, and it has happened. So being a shopkeeper actually works in my favour. And this weekend I was trying to stitch for 10 pegs, and I've only managed to do, it took me from Friday to now to get six 10 pegs. That's it. That's all I've done. And I wanted to do more, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So anyway, I need to carry on. As I'm aware, there are some the teams are not quite ready to shop at our shops yet, so I've still got time to get the bare necessities that they need, hopefully. So we'll see. Only time will tell. So I've got that to do. That's it really. There's nothing else that I can think of. No. That's it. Yeah. So yeah. So my main goal is to get my. Oh yeah, I am the changes that I'm making. I'm hoping it's going to work from now until hopefully August. No. Yeah, August. I said 6 months, but really it'll be August, wouldn't it? I'm going to try and do all my Christmas stitching, like get all my Christmas cards done. Hopefully, and all my Christmas gifts. That's my plan, or the goal, to try and do all my Christmas cards, even if I do like 1 card a month. In regards with birthdays, I'm going to try and start birthday cards at least once a month beforehand, because I know they can take me at least a few days before. So if I do start doing them a month before, I've got plenty of time, especially if I get poorly. Same with like the Mother's Day's cards and Father's Day cards, because Father's Day's I've got 4 to make, and my Mother's Day is just 2. And stuff like that. And in that way I am not worrying too much about anything else. And then hopefully, and if it works for me, then I'm going forward, I'll keep to that strategy. That's the plan. Anyway, I think that's it all. I've got nothing else. That's it for now. Okay, I will see you hopefully next time. I don't know going forward if I'll start doing monthly. Maybe, we'll see, depending on how I absolutely feel. Or going back to 2 weeks, we'll see. Okay, I will see you next time. Hope you've all had a good Christmas and a new year. And I will see you soon. Bye.